Hi all. Happy New Year to everybody that I haven't seen. It's time to get back on the Porsche. The other little projects have actually finished, just waiting for two silly little fittings and hopefully be gone in a week or so. So time to concentrate on the thing I've been kind of avoiding. I do now have access via a friend to some original 962s, not just one as well, actually multiple. So he's very kindly offered to help me in any way he can, which has been awesome. Thank you, sir. And realistically, the only silly help I needed was just to confirm dimensions that I wasn't sure about and there wasn't enough information about. So first one being, which was really screwing me up, was the where the front clip ends, where the front clip meets the body, what the actual width was, because the body can be kind of adjusted, should we say, in and out. And it confirmed he's measured 3 clips and they're all the same at this point and pretty much down at the floor at this point here. They're still roughly 2 meters wide, give a damn a small amount. Now as you can tell, and for the squeamish amongst you, yes, I've chopped the body into multiple pieces. I've had to cut from the headlamp all the way through to the back on both sides. Now, the only part of the front clip that was near where it should have been was actually this point, this corner here, just in front of the wheel. That was on the lines. You can see the floor, there's actually a red painted line, you can vaguely see it. That was at the correct point. This side, even this point here was 20 mil too far in. So I've had to cut the return part of the floor, you can see down here, and add a spacer to space that out 15 millimeters to also to get this lined up where it should be. So now we've had to basically add almost 20 millimeters to either wheel arch. As you can imagine, this bodywork here was flat but was in this way. This side of the bodywork wasn't even flat in that way, it was actually kinked like this because of this bottom point was in the right place, so it was all screwing in. You go around this point here to its opponent number, should be 2 meters, it was actually 1960, so I had to gain 40 millimeters there. Double check, stick the laser down the center of the car, maybe just about see the red line, and was measuring points left to right from the center line of the car, keep the front of the line from body square, throw a couple of temporary rivets in to make sure the bodywork stays in the right place, and was measuring out to the headlamps, out to the wheel arches. It's not going to be perfectly symmetrical left to right, but it was well within a ½ inch, well within, which is, you know, plus or minus a ¼ inch on this kind of thing is you know, well acceptable, or well acceptable. The only thing I wasn't was the width. So for some reason this profile here somehow has just shrunk. I don't know how or why, or I thought this curve might have just done this instead of sort of flattening it out, done that, but actually that curve meets the panel that goes behind it and is a nice spline to the door, so it wasn't that for some reason, just the whole damn thing was narrowed in, which is kind of annoying. So, but at least I finally found out which part was, because I was trying to marry the body to this clip, but I couldn't understand how it went in and then went back out again. It was designed like that, that's fine, but it just didn't look right. So after a couple of dimensions, confirmed that yes, pretty much the car should be virtually 2 meters wide and pretty much flat down the sides, even all the way to the front wheel arch here. That is pretty much 2 meters. So pretty much meant I had to do one thing. So yes, butcher the front clip, which is a shame. But now I have, it's hard to sort of line this thing up, but pretty much now the side of the car, the remade side sills, this door here doesn't need a huge amount of alteration apart from the bit that sticks up at the top, so we're going to pull the skins apart and flatten that back down. This side's I'm pretty happy with. Even that's actually this wheel arch. This wheel arch here is pretty good. It's in the right place, so I'm happy there. The mating of the door to the rear clip, pretty happy with. Same mating of the door to center section to the rear clip on this side's pretty good. This rear arch, unfortunately, is about 10 mil in, but it's okay here. It's just a little bit in here, and it's in the right place there. So I've got to come with a dice line, unfortunately, come down here and pull it out. But the back is okay, and the front edge is okay. The rest of it, so I just got to push it apart and do the same to the rear. So it's 3 out of the 4 wheel arches about to chop all the way through. I'm lost as to know why. Whatever, it's got to be done. This door, this door, for some reason, this profile, should we say here, for some strange reason, did a mild right turn in, which is also confusing. Why this actually came in close to 20 mil, which made it kind of line up okay with this, well, with the continuing feature. This, we see this raised feature here goes through the second panel and then comes over to that, so all of this should line up. This wasn't good either, as you can see. I had to cut the inner skin and basically space that out about 10 mil. Straighten the outer piece up, so we put this reinforcing at the moment just to get it close to where it should be. Put some nice C-channel in there. This is pretty close. And once I did that, the inner skin it's still twisted here. It's still got a bump pretty badly in there, but we can pull that in and we'll just skim that, to be honest. This section there is not too bad. Either way, we had to dice the door from there all the way through the top and dice it to the bottom and disconnect it from the reinforcing, because there is actually a secondary reinforcing here, so I had to pull it off the reinforcing there and where it comes down here. So now there's like a 10 or 15 mil gap now between the reinforcing and the skin, so we'll have to fill that in with some sectional glass. If I can just, now the door, which was up to ½ an inch different, use little calipers where it's here. Previously I could wobble the calipers up to ½ an inch different in 2 places on this door. Now I've got an inaccuracy, okay, it's a little bit loose. I've got an inaccuracy of probably less than about 4 mil over the whole door, and that's the same pretty much as the other door. But more importantly, it is straight now, whereas before it wasn't, it was curling in. So rear clip, center, door, now lines up with front clip. Fun! Not really. Lots of, yes, itchy fiberglass. Love it. Also, as you can see, I had to cut off the second piece here, like I did on the other side, because it was just getting in the way, and it was also slightly twisted. Not badly, but in for a penny, in for a pound. Let's get the main alignments right, and then I can tweak around with the little stuff. So yes, dice the body, 2 out of the 3 wheel arches and 1 door. Last rear arch, I think, is probably the last thing to do, because it doesn't really affect anything else, only itself. So I can worry about that a little bit later. Bodywork needs to be got on with. I need to get the damn bloody doors hinged. And to do them hinged, I need to get that panel in, but that panel requires everything else to kind of line up. So it's just well, I just, not so much putting it off, but I suppose I was in some respects. Just something I wasn't looking forward to. So the last 2 days I've just dug into it. Anyway, minor alignments aside, next break, back to work later, so we should get on with more of the bodywork and start stitching some of these. Once I've confirmed these are in the right place, we'll start glassing them in. You know, the pain with dicing completely through the bodywork is that I've got to now grind this down to virtually nothing, laminate back up in the places where the plates are, so here and there, flip the bodywork over, laminate that side, flip it back, take the plates out, grind that out, laminate. It takes 5-10 minutes to cut it, 20 minutes to set it up, and then about 6 hours to grind, laminate just one cut. So You know, I've probably made myself a week's worth of fiberglassing by cutting all these points up, but needs to be done. If it don't line up, then what's the point? This thing is going to be as straight as I can physically make it. Not saying it's going to be perfect, but it's going to be pretty damn close. Anyway, there we go. Fun with fiberglass. Righty-ho, I shall speak to you all later. Have fun and see you soon.